Hello everyone, I'm Cody.
And I'm Liz.
And welcome to Unit 5, Nicotine Past and Present. So, we're going to be talking about nicotine and smoking or tobacco in general from the original plant. So, humanity for many thousands of years, we could say, has been trying to get their fix on tobacco. Get one's fix.
Get one's fix.
Many people nowadays smoke cigarettes, and there's been a movement to e-cigarettes, where they say it's healthier, it's safer, it's less nicotine directly into your body. It's, they say a lot of positive things. I don't know all of them, but there's recently in Utah, archaeologists discovered in the bottom of this pit or this fire pit, and the remains of that were these little seeds of tobacco. And this site was about 12,000 years old, they estimated. And that proves that at least 12,000 years ago, someone in that region had chewed or used tobacco in a way to get their fix, essentially. Now, that's a lot of work because in that area of the US, tobacco didn't grow. Okay. And at that period, there wasn't agrarian societies, there was no agriculture, there was no farming 12,000 years ago. And so that meant that, at least people in that era had to travel 2,500 kilometers or roughly away from that area to the southern or southeast to forage for tobacco plant and carry it back or transport it areas as they roamed. Forage.
Forage.
A lot of work in that time to
It is a lot of work.
get their nicotine fix, we can say. So I want to ask you, whether your friends, people you know, coworkers, something, do you know anyone who smokes?
I certainly know people who smoke.
Yeah.
But I would say that most of my close friends are not smokers.
Okay.
I am friends with people, mostly coworkers. So lots of coworkers, especially kind of older generation, so 40s or 50s, are really fond of smoking.
Fond.
Fond. I am friends with them, but I wouldn't say we meet often outside of work. So most of my close friends who I do see regularly are not smokers.
I see.
It's coincidence, it's not by intention, but I just happen to have a lot of friends who don't smoke. How about you?
Same with me. I'm friendly with everybody. I'm not going to not be friends with you if you smoke. I do have friends who do. They walk out, they smoke, they come back. That's fine. But I don't hang out with them while they're smoking. So there is that disconnect in our time spent together. I'm just not going to be around someone smoking. But I'll meet them and I'm friendly. But my close friends are not smokers. Yeah. So besides smoking cigarettes, what other kind of nicotine products do you think people use?
Well, again, most of my friends aren't smokers, so they don't use anything.
Right.
But back in the day, I had some relatives who were chewing tobacco aficionados and really fond of that. And that is one of the nicotine products that I really can't get behind. It's not pleasant.
No.
Less smoke, I guess. So for the people around you, there's not as much of an effect, I guess. But the spitting and all of that, it's not pleasant.
Right. I knew of someone when I was younger, like a distant relative, I think it was, who did chew, which is that chewing tobacco. And at some point, it's more of a habit where even if they're not chewing, they're spitting or they're doing that mouth movement.
Right.
I've seen where you stick that chew in the side of your gum and they just suck it. It's nasty. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's less common these days. E-cigarettes are becoming way more
E-cigarettes
common.
are popular and trendy. The other kind of maybe nicotine or other things people smoke is I've heard of hookah.
Okay, yeah.
Now that's more of a social thing that comes from like a Middle East origin, I believe.
Yeah, it does.
Definitely not American. So
Harder to do during the pandemic, I think.
right, it's hard to do hookah alone.
Or it's, less fun, I
Right.
guess. Less of a social experience.
That's correct. And now for the language focus. First up, it goes without saying. So for my example, it goes without saying that we should be nice to everybody around us.
Very true. The second point is it's a different story. When I was a teenager, very few teens had cell phones. But these days, it's a different story.
Completely different story. All right, and that's it for our preview section. We hope to see you on the review.